What is going on, fam? My name is Mike Riley with Riley's Tasting Room, and today I might have one of the most exclusive breweries beers in Pennsylvania. I have Threat Beer Company's Pain Taught Me Poetry. So, Pain Taught Me Poetry is a 9% hazy IPA from, like I mentioned, Threat Beer Company, and they are based out of Westchester, Pennsylvania, and they might be one of the most exclusive places to get a beer from now because this one sold out in 3 minutes. All right, so look at this amazing pour right now. Just initially from this pour, we are obviously getting a hazy double IPA, which looks extremely good. It gives off that little yellow, obviously hazy, a little bit of like the yellow whitish hue to it, which actually looks phenomenal. Looks really good. It almost looks like it has a like creamy hazy vibe, so I'm kind of hoping and thinking that it's going to give me something like that. And just initially from the nose in it, you do smell the hops in there just slightly, but it does smell really good. Just nothing overbearing, but nothing underbearing either. It's there enough where it actually has a really good scent. So the moment we've all really been waiting for, I'm going to get the first sip on this one. Cheers. Okay, so initially from that first sip, you are tasting the double IPA in this, which is very good. You do get a lot of hops up front in a very good way. There's almost like, I taste multiple different hops in there, which is extremely good. I taste a little bit of like a dry hop taste in there, as well as just like a lingering hop as well. So I still kind of have that like IPA, double IPA, hoppy mouthfeel in my mouth, but it is extremely smooth, which I think is something that you're going to get with a 9% beer that literally looks hazy and just as good as this looks in general too. Which, like I said, not a bad thing by any means and at all. It's a very hoppy upfront. You get a little bit hops, you get a little bit of the dry hops, and just altogether, it stays on the tongue phenomenally throughout the whole sip. Yeah, you know, through each sip you are getting, it obviously has a lot more hops than, well, a more hop mouthfeel than you would normally get. I personally think through some doubles. This is a little bit, I don't want to say boozy in there, but you are getting like a upfront hoppy and danky taste to it, which tastes actually really good with this. And then you get a very slight back end of like a citrus-ish, grapefruit citrus vibe, but it is like very minute in the background, which is not a bad thing. I mean, you are getting those extremely well upfront hopped, as well as like this, that like little dankness on your tongue from there. And I think mixed with that on the back end of there goes straight to a grapefruit citrus in there. And that's just extremely good and smooth for something that is 9% like this. The only thing that I am kind of tasting with each and every one of these sips that I just had is you're getting obviously the hops up front, like I mentioned, but the flavor palette kind of drops very quick. This is, like I mentioned, one of probably the most exclusive beers and exclusive places that I know of in Pennsylvania. So if you guys know something else, like leave a comment down below. But what they do is basically once a week, I believe on Thursdays, they will post a post online on Instagram, thoroughly just through Instagram, and you go on there and the link is there. You click on that, you order, you can get, I got a glass with it. This one is from them as well. And you can get up to 2 4-packs if you were lucky enough to get it. This one sold out in 3 minutes. So like I mentioned, very exclusive. If you go through their comments, everyone's kind of saying, why didn't I get it? Why didn't I get it? Shit, I don't know how I got it, but you know what? It's good. I like it. I will get something again. Because this is very good. It's very smooth. And you know what? I don't think you can go wrong with something that has a taste like this. Yeah, you know, it's, like I mentioned, not a bad taste by any means. It's actually very good. It gives just that normal double IPA, that double hazy, and like, it's not really creamy at all, because it does give off like almost like a thicker look to it, but by no means is it a thick or creamy hazy IPA. But double IPA at 9%, you really can't go wrong with something as smooth as this. The only problem that I am having in there is, like I mentioned, obviously it's hoppy up front. You get the dry hops. You kind of get just a multiple variety of hops in there, which tastes extremely, extremely good. But that like dankness and the citrus in there, right after like you sip it, you get the whole palate on your tongue, and then it just drops off, but you taste the hops throughout. So like the hop line's here, and pretty much right it hits it, everything else kind of goes down, which I think kind of makes this slightly more smooth, but it also doesn't give it a huge flavor palette that I love. But this thing does taste extremely, extremely good. So what I want to mention too is, like, when you do go there, this glass was something that I did get as well as the beer. The beer can, extremely cool, just like a matte black with a little candle on there with labeled Threat Beer Company 41 Pain Taught Me Poetry. And what they do is they actually like number all of their beers from what I've seen so far. And then I got a glass with it, which has the Threat candle, and it has a building on there. So the building's kind of cool because that's literally exactly like their brewery. And like I mentioned, the brewery is something that you really can't go in. You go in, you get your stuff online, and you pick it up, and then this is it. You pull up, and the building looks exactly how it looks on here, so it's kind of cool. They threw that in there, and it's kind of cool that they drop glasses as well as the beers. But back to the beer, just like we're all waiting for another sip, and I'm going to tell you guys what I think about it. Yeah, you know what? I think Threat Beer Company is phenomenal right now. They're selling out in anywhere between like 1 and 3, 4, or 5 minutes, which is extremely cool for a brewery. I really like the brewery drop scene that's going on, but I do feel like I would like to sit there and try a couple more beers, a couple different types of beers that they have. So neither here nor there. This beer is phenomenal, really good. I love the taste of the hops in there. I love the dry hops. I like the normal hops that are in there, a little bit of like the citrus vibes, as well as like that dankness to each and every sip, which kind of will throw some people off, but I think it tastes phenomenally when mixed together like Threat did for this one. And the only thing that I'm getting bad about it is, and I don't want to even say it's bad, because you could either see it in two ways. Like I mentioned, the flavor palette does drop off very quick. So you are getting the hoppy up front, and then the dank and citrus, but this dank and citrus jump off so quick, and it's just like the hops stay and everything else goes. I kind of wish it stayed a little bit longer, but that being said, from Threat Beer Company, Pain Taught Me Poetry, this one is a 4.0 out of 5. Cheers. If you guys like that and you want to see more from Riley's Tasting Room, don't be a stranger. Go down, hit that like button and subscribe button, and leave me a comment on what you want to see next. Until then, I'm going to see you guys next time. Cheers.